Well, hey Gemini, how about a message from your future self? It is Mutable Signs Week, and you are up, bringing us in to the new season. I think you bring us into fall, summer. These are quick and interesting messages so far this month. So let's see what happens for Gemini. We're going to pull a card here from the Good Tarot, acting as our oracle deck here. And the first card is going to be what's happening now. We'll look at the bottom of the deck to see what's happening in the future. And then we'll get a message from your future self. So come along, I'll show you. All right. Today you are getting a message of truth and you are wide open for it. This is your energy, air, Gemini, some kind of insight coming in, or you are acting as this curious, chatty. This is kind of you to me, Page of Air. This is very you being you. Curious, open-minded energy. Wonderful. All right, Gemini, what's going on in the future? The Hermit. A little bit of going inward with your fellow Virgo sign here, the Hermit, their card. It's like you're going in behind this door, door's closed. A little private time, getting into your inner wisdom, right? So if you've been really receptive to ideas from the outside, we see you kind of shutting the door on those outside in the future. Boom. That's what it comes in. And we get you thinking about love, justice, the Two of Water, soulmate stuff, or justice. It's a mirroring energy, and for some reason, I picked a mirroring deck. To ask questions of your future self, there's a real clear mirroring. And I think of Gemini as having, we all think of Gemini as being two people in one. And so epitomizing the mutable energy of being both at once. So interesting. We will find out more from your future self. Okay, here we go. Looking at the Muse Tarot, which, as you'll see, maybe has lots of mirroring imagery. Let's just see what happens, because I'm not in charge. The cards are. I'm going to ask questions. The first question is, what is this journey about? Looks like you're hermiting and you're thinking about love or justice all by your little self for some reason. Okay. The Six of Inspiration. This is a journey about victory, about recognition. Yeah. Six of Wands. Okay. What is hidden from you that your future self wants you to know? There's a burden, a 10 of inspiration. It's like you finish a Wands cycle, but look, you can see that there's a burden that gets to be put down. You don't see that yet. That's hidden from you. You may not even recognize there's a burden here. And it kind of coming in like this need for recognition. Like, see how she's making that gesture to her head, like, oh, wow. It feels like she's, it's like she's striking a pose, like a model, but it kind of came in immediately to me as like dramatic, like this is a lot, right? And then what you're not seeing is there's some kind of burden, and the burden may be this need for recognition that this journey is about. What do you need to release as you carry on? Oh, some kind of a tower. It's a shock. It's surprise. It's something built on a shaky foundation and it's coming down anyway. I think this tower, though, is some kind of, it's what you are receiving right now. It's like a download. See how she's being struck by lightning? It's interesting. It's like upside down almost. And then we see the person falling off here. But whatever this is, something built over you. There's a real feeling, Gemini, of a burden. Okay. What do you want to embrace? If you're releasing the Tower, you embrace the Five of Emotions. That's not an easy thing to embrace. It's grief, discontent. So if something happened, like a shocker happened, a surprise, like could be a loss, something came down. And like maybe you're kind of still in the drama of that. Like now you need to feel it. So there's like, we can get caught up in all the this happened and then this happened and then this happened. And then what remains is the emotions, the feelings, the grief. And you need to embrace that part of this process now. Okay. Who is this future self and when are they? This future self is a flirty, free, so emotionally young energy. Very much like, remember we see you in the future with this Two of Cups. That totally makes sense. Like you're in love in the future. Little octopus, you got something going on in your tummy here, like little butterflies. Yeah, you're like in love in the future. That's nice. And it's a long way out, months out. Emotions are kind of cups, waters, they're slower. So it means there's like months ahead, not years. Pentacles would be years. Swords and wands are real soon, but it's a while yet before you're in this Page of Emotions energy, self, who's in the Two of Water. Like, yeah, you closed the door on the outside world and you went in there with your little love. I don't know. But there's something that you're coming to terms with, like you're realizing something, and Page of Air, that's very young energy. Usually it feels like a revelation. It feels like this kind of revelation here. There's a burden that you need to put down. You don't yet see that. And then you're being told to embrace grief. It's almost like you put down this burden and then you're going to feel sad, and that's a normal part of the process. And a Five of Emotions says there's a time for grief, and then there's a time to move forward towards this happier new beginning that I think the Page of Emotions is talking to you from, your future self. Okay, Gemini, what's going on the bottom? The Muse of Emotions. I'll take these. It's hard to tell whether it's upright. So here's some of that mirroring energy. It's the King of Cups. It's emotional maturity. It's being quiet with your feelings because you're taking care of others. So that's here, along with a new beginning, an Ace of Materials or Pentacles, new beginning in the 3D world, a new job, a new home, and the Queen of Materials. She knows her worth. I always look at this Queen of Materials, Sand Tarot, one of the channels I subscribe to, reads that as a kind of confrontational energy. It's a maternal energy. Yeah, it seems like an energy outside of you, Gemini. It's Earth. It's, yeah, I feel like that could be a part of your burden. But let's keep looking. We'll clarify. We're going to use the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot. Sorry, I'm still looking at this underlying energy. It's like I see you as this dual person here. And this practical energy is what's heavy. This Queen of Materials. Let's see. You want recognition, and that's what this journey is about in some way. Recognition, victory, winning. What else? Four of Cups. So this is a small worldview. You're focusing on your emotional losses. There's a new one being offered to you. I see that very clearly. It's ho-hum, been there, done that. It's not as serious and painful as this Five of Emotions. It's much about the past, being unsatisfying emotionally. Then we have friendships, more cups energy. That's what you're missing. And you're dwelling on that lack of friendship. Oh, you're missing your community. And then there's the truth. When the tarot reader pulls the Ace of Swords, what I just said, what was it? You miss your community? You're pining for past friendships and relationships. That's where you wanted to be recognized, and you're bummed out about it. It's a little feeling. Kind of getting over this little feeling. And you're facing that it's really not that important, and that's the truth. And there's a burden that you can put down. That may be the burden that you put down, but let's see. What is this? It's hidden from you. You don't yet see it. What's the burden? Oh, that's a big one. Anxiety, insomnia. You know somehow that you need to put this down. A new passion, a new that's a wand, right? So you're finishing a wand cycle. That's what this is. It's a 10 of wands, or inspiration in this deck. That burden. So what else? One more card before and you feel trapped. It's something you've been quite passionate about, but it's over. And there's a new passion maybe coming in. But the reason why you're not seeing it is because you're very up in your head about it and you feel trapped in it. And you don't see that you can put the burden down so that you can pick up this new passion. So that's what you need to know. What you want to release is whatever this surprise was. It's like a download. It's this truth. Like something, you got clarity on something, and then what? It's a Hierophant. A marriage, so if you're in a marriage, Gemini, it is structural power, norms, always coming up as vulnerable in my readings right now. There's that burden, the 10 of Wands, you can put down. That's what other people think about you. Yes. The burden you're dealing with, Gemini, is you appear to care over much what people think of you. Structural power. Yeah. More tower. Okay. It's not worth investing in getting approval. That's a burden. It's going to come down anyway, so you might as well quit caring about it. That came in for Virgo? One of the other mutable signs, either Virgo or Sagittarius. It's I think Virgo. Don't care what other people think so much. Yeah. Okay. That's it's keeping your world small to care so much. You feel trapped. It's a burden. So you can let that go, Gemini. And you can embrace that there is going to be grief, but there is also a new beginning after grief. And we can see you ahead quite happy, quite light, quite happy-go-lucky. We see you shut in with your 2 of water, maybe? Let's see. Okay, there is 4 of Wands. There's more soulmate energy. It's more marriage energy. Let's see. It's the people that you get to be your true self with. There's a King of Pentacles. Wealth, right? Her counterpart. We've seen this one. One more. Here comes the truth, riding in hard and fast. The truth lies in the past. The Hermit told us that, because the Hermit goes inward to wisdom, inner light. So the truth lies inward. There's some kind of anger here. It is undermining this. There's old anger in this 4 of Wands with this King of Pentacles. or this Queen of Pentacles. There's like something about security, the 3D life, and making a commitment within that, and then because because the Four of Wands is supposed to hold your true self and it isn't, you're feeling angry, and that's normal. You should not blame others, though. That responsibility lies in you. You've been trying to please the Hierophant. You've been trying to please the normative, structural power, the outside world, instead of pleasing yourself here, Gemini. In the future, we see you very happy, right? You appear to have moved past this. This future self is giving you this message and says, care less about what people think. Put down that burden. Have integrity in the future. So you resisting, like exerting your will, and like, this is who I am, and I stand with myself. There you are in your feels, the Queen of Cups. She is perhaps a counterpart of yours or you, but she is very wise about her emotions, and she's very open about how she feels. And there's a lot of momentum and power coming out of this in the future. Yeah, you seem light. You seem to have integrity. You seem to know how you feel, and that your emotions and your passions are driving you forward in the future. It's a very powerful future. After, on the bottom, we see after a period of struggle where you've been exhausted. That's the card before this, right? The Ten of Inspiration is the Ten of Wands. So the Nine of Wands, the period of struggle, healing. There's this sense of a more small world view. Four of Pentacles is in the 3D, like it's like you're holding on to four things. There's fours here: Four of Cups, Four of Swords, Four of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands. So that seems important. And then, and that's it. That card's upside down. Yeah, so we have a struggle, an exhaustion that's a result of just like, okay, so fours want more. Okay, Gemini, I want you to want more for yourself. This reading wants you to want more for yourself. You can have better. That's hard to accept that, because we can settle. There's a settling feeling here. It's a settling, though, that has a high cost to you. It looks like you're losing sleep. It looks like you feel trapped. You feel burdened. It's like a hyper responsible energy here, and there's a lack of balance. We do see you in the future having balance, being with a mirroring energy instead of one that demands of you, that pisses you off. You're angry, Gemini. In the future, you're pissed. I mean, your future self says embrace being pissed at this King of Pentacles, this real practical, overly responsible energy that's keeping you in the fours. And even though the Four of Wands is wonderful, it's a wonderful, authentic party, marriage, it's like, because all the fours are here, we can see that limited worldview. And there's more to ride towards in the future, coming from really a light heart, a lot of integrity, and a lot of emotional intelligence. That's a quick little reading, Gemini. Very simple. And I can see whatever it is, but I don't see who it is or what it is. It could be a job. It could be a person. There's a burden, and it's going to come down. The biggest burden here, and I saw this for Virgo, I think, is caring over much about what other people think. Doing things right and according to social norms instead of what? Well, you know something. Like you see it. You got this Ace of Swords, right? You see the truth. You see this. And so act on what you already know, in a way. Because you're feeling the burden. You're having the sleepless nights. You're feeling the trappedness. You see a new wand being offered to you. Like, this isn't, it's just weird. Like, you just need to see that you can live without that burden. And the way to live without that burden is to look at your need for recognition by the outside world. And quit settling for too little. If it be your wish. Okay. Okay, Gemini. Have a great day.